Hello there. Your friends at Burger King welcome you to the adventures of Jack and the Beanstalk. We hope you'll enjoy this special story from the Burger King Fantasy Meal Collection.
Far across the sea, on the edge of a small village, there once lived a young boy named Jack. His father had been killed by a wicked giant, and Jack and his mother were very poor. Often for dinner they had nothing but a crust of bread. Little by little they sold everything they owned to buy food. Everything, that is, except their faithful cow. At last the day came when they knew they must sell her too. Feeling very sad, Jack set out for town. On the way, he met a man who said he would give Jack a handful of magic beans for the cow. Jack agreed, for he had always believed in magic. But when he got home, his mother said,
"You foolish boy! Now we have nothing!"
And she threw the beans out the window. That night, Jack lay on his bed of straw, cold, unhappy, and hungry. But when he awoke in the morning, something wonderful had happened. Where his mother had thrown the beans, a gigantic beanstalk had grown overnight.
Tell me, Beanstalk, grown so high, do you reach up to the sky?
Suddenly, a good fairy appeared beside the beanstalk.
The beanstalk leads to the castle of the wicked giant who killed your father and stole his fortune. You must climb the beanstalk and destroy the giant.
Then the fairy disappeared. Jack was frightened, but he began to climb. Up and up, higher and higher, for the top of the beanstalk was lost in the clouds. Finally, he reached the top, and there was the castle. Jack crept quietly through the huge gates and was sneaking along a hallway when suddenly he heard heavy footsteps approaching. Jack ducked into a doorway just in time to keep from being stepped on by a huge foot. He looked up in terror and saw the giant. Luckily, the did not see Jack, but marched straight into his den and roared in a voice that made the castle shake, "Woman, bring me my magic hen!" His poor wife, trembling with fear, brought in a small red hen on a tray. Jack hid behind an enormous chair leg and watched the giant command the hen. "Magic hen, I need some gold!" The hen did just as she was told. In an instant, she had laid before the giant a shining golden egg. The giant repeated his command until the magic hen had laid 12 golden eggs. Then he fell asleep. When Jack heard the giant snoring, he snatched up the magic hen and ran toward the beanstalk faster than he had ever run before. Down came Jack and the magic hen, down, down, down at a dizzy pace. When Jack told his mother about the magic hen, she was overjoyed. From now on, they would have plenty to eat, and they could buy anything they wanted. But even though their troubles were over, Jack had not yet destroyed the giant. Early one morning, he crept out of the house without waking his mother and started climbing the beanstalk again. Once more, he hid behind a chair leg in the giant's den, and he heard the giant roar, "Woman, bring me my magic harp!" When the harp had been placed before him, the giant commanded, "Magic harp, now play your strings!" And the harp played soft and lovely things. It was the most beautiful music Jack had ever heard. And soon the giant was fast asleep. Jack snatched up the harp and raced to the beanstalk. But when the music stopped, the giant awoke and saw that the magic harp was gone. In a rage, the giant ran after Jack, who was never so frightened in his life. The moment Jack's feet touched the ground, he ran for his axe and began to chop. Just as the giant started down the beanstalk, Jack drove his sharp axe into it. Down came the beanstalk. And down came the giant so hard that he made a huge hole in the ground and never was seen again. Suddenly, there stood the good fairy.
Jack, you are a brave and noble boy. I give you my blessing.
She touched Jack on the shoulder with her magic wand and disappeared. Now that the cruel giant was dead and the beanstalk was cut down, Jack's strange adventure in the sky seemed almost like a dream. With the magic hen to lay golden eggs and the magic harp to play beautiful music, they lived happily ever after.
If you enjoyed listening to the adventures of Jack and the Beanstalk, you'll want to collect all the Burger King Fantasy Meal special stories. Other titles include Hansel and Gretel, The Three Little Pigs, and Goldilocks and the Three Bears. And thank you for visiting Burger King.